Hi everybody, Kevin McNamara here. Welcome to the Inspired Healing Podcast, proudly sponsored by 100 Days to Self-Mastery Challenge. That is a challenge where you get to go inside, select your own challenge. It can be anything at all, but know this, it will change your mind, body and soul. There's a 7-day free trial right now. Links are down below. Go and check it out. Now here's today's episode. Hey everybody, it's Kev here. Welcome to the podcast, the Inspired Healing Podcast, where we encourage you to be consistent, be disciplined, and take massive action every day. And that way, you're guaranteed to be successful if you do that. If you don't, then you'll be where you are now in 12 months' time. So don't be where you are now in 12 months' time. Improve, get better. Now today I want to talk to you about the law of attraction. Do you believe in the law of attraction? Something I've certainly learnt about over the last probably 10, maybe even 20 years. It might go back. Time goes so fast these days. But the law of attraction first came to my notice with the book The Secret. I'm sure you've all heard of that book or seen the film. I've never actually watched the movie, but I did read the book. And yeah, and a lot of it, and I know that Dr. John DeMartini, who features in that particular book and movie, says that, look, it's great, the whole idea of what they portrayed in the book is the law of attraction. He said, but the one thing that they forgot to tell people is you need to take action to make it actually happen. So for me, the law of attraction has worked really well. I think back to a time when I was working in immigration detention and I wanted to move up to Cairns because Cairns in northern Queensland here in Australia, that was the place to be as far as a job goes because you're on call basically 24 hours a day. And you got paid whether you did 100 hours for the week or whether you did no hours for the week. You were just on call. When they needed you, they grabbed you. And I liked the idea of that, just being on call and just working when the time came and when you were required. And so I put that out there into the universe and didn't think for a minute that I would get that job, but got a call one day. There's a vacancy up there. Would you like to put in for it? I said, yep, I'll put in for it. See how we go. Lots of people put in for it. Because it's a great place to live for a start. It's up in northern Queensland. It's a very warm place, beautiful area to live if you like the heat. And we do like the heat. And anyway, I've got the job as it turns out, which was just amazing. And I know I got it because I put it out there in the universe. I said, universe, I would love to go and work up there. And it was in my mind the whole time. And there's been other times, myself and Joy, we watched a movie called The Way, which stars, and I can't think of his name right now, and his son was also in the movie, Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez. Yes, that's who it was. And look, when you think of Martin Sheen, Emilio Estevez, you think, bullshit Hollywood type movies. This wasn't. This was an independent movie all about the Camino over in Spain and walking the Camino and how Martin Sheen's character ended up going and walking the Camino because his son, Emilio Estevez, in the movie, had died walking the Camino. And it's just an amazing movie, and it really opened our eyes to the Camino over in Spain and what a fantastic thing it would be to go and walk the Camino. And so myself and Joy, we just put our heads together and thought, right, let's just do this. We have to walk the Camino. Let's just put it out there, and we're going to do it. And it was just so powerful and strong. And we ended up doing it. And it was the best holiday that we ever had. It was absolutely just an amazing time, just walking this Camino over there in Spain. I won't go into it too much because that would be a whole episode, which I think I spoke early in the piece on my podcast about my journey to the Camino. And also had a guest on who also walked the Camino. Just an amazing thing to do. If you ever get the chance to go and do it, go and do it. But that was just one of our little law of attraction things. We just put both our heads together and just said, yes, let's just do this. And we did. And then there was a time recently where we were living down here in Melbourne. We'd come back from the Gold Coast to be closer to our grandkids. And we'd been here for 12 months. Of course, COVID hit last year. And yeah, we thought, wow, we're down here. It's good that we're close to the grandkids because if we were up on the Gold Coast, we couldn't have seen them for probably a year. But after a year, we thought, okay, what are we going to do now? And we had this plan to go over to Perth because my son is over in Perth and my little grandson is over there and hadn't seen them for ages. I thought, let's go and live in Perth for, say, even 6 months, head over there. And but of course COVID was happening and they were closing borders every second day virtually. It was just a crazy time. But there was a bit of a gap there, and we thought, okay, we can do this. So we found a place to go and live over there. And what happened? COVID again struck. The borders were closed. You had to go and spend 14 days in isolation once you went over there, then 14 days once you got back here to Melbourne. It was just crazy. And so that wasn't going to work for us, unfortunately. And so we had earlier put it out there about working in a hotel, being night managers. And without going too deeply into what that entails, we just put our heads together, and once the Perth trip was off, guess what happened? We got a phone call, would you like to be the night managers over at the Melbourne Airport Quest, which is a hotel? And we both looked at each other and said, yeah, absolutely, it's something that we wanted to do. And it came up, and here we are. We're doing that as well. So the law of attraction works. And I think for me, in my experience, it takes two people sometimes. If you're a couple and you're both on the same path and you're both on the same wavelength and you put things out there, it's going to work for you. And it certainly has for myself and Joy. When we're both together on the same page with something, we put it out there, more often than not, it happens. And when we're not on the same page, it does not. I know a few of my little side hustles that I've had over the years, Joy hasn't been too pleased with, just things that I've done that have cost me a bit of money, but she wasn't on the same page as me. And I'm sure if she had have been, then they could have been successful. Not that I'm blaming her, don't get me wrong, but what I'm trying to say is once you're both on the same page, then things can work out, and you really believe in what you're doing, and you both follow that path, and you take action. That's the really important thing. So for me, the law of attraction works beautifully. It's even better if there are two of you, even if it's a friend, if you're a single person, even if it's a friend and you just want to do something, maybe go on a trip, or buy a house together, or an investment property together, whatever it might be. If there are two of you, two minds, to me at least, seem to work better than just the one. And you've got that connection and you put it out there. So the law of attraction for me is 100% real, but it's more the law of vibration as well. You've got to have to feel it. And I really felt living in a Quest apartment. I felt I was there. I believed it, and so did Joy. And guess what? This is where I'm recording this podcast from, Quest Apartments, our own apartment here, which is fantastic. So it works. So give that a go. But again, it's really important to be consistent with it. Be consistent, be disciplined, and take massive action. Like I say, the book The Secret was missing that. Taking massive action. That is a key. You've got to work towards it, see it, visualize it, really meditate on it, but then take action towards it. And sometimes you're taking action and nothing's happening, then it's time to surrender. And just surrender to the universe. Say, right, universe, I know now that this is up to you. It's not up to me at all. I'm leaving it in your hands, and whatever happens will happen. And usually it turns out slightly different than what you think. And with us, we had our eyes on a particular Quest hotel, and we got one totally different to that, in a whole different location, and actually better. It worked out better than what we'd hoped for. So it's a great thing. The law of attraction, the law of vibration, really feel that. And the way to do it is write down what you want. Write it all down. See it, visualize it, believe it's already there, and it's going to happen for you. It really does work. Consistency, discipline, and take massive action. You can achieve anything you want with the law of attraction and the law of vibration. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate that. If you enjoyed this episode, then please subscribe, rate, and leave a review for the Inspired Healing Podcast on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app. And don't forget, come and join me inside the 100 Days to Self-Mastery Challenge so you too can change your mindset and your life. We now have a 7-day free trial. Go and check it out. Link is in the show notes below, and please have a most inspiring day.